Hey guys, how's it hanging? Charlie here, your coach of the São Paulo Cyndaquils.
In the company of the awesome assistant coach Simba, we are back for the week 7 of the Indigo Battle League.
And this week we're against Joesph's coach of the CHESTER CHINCHOUS. And he's got a pretty good matchup against our team, so let's see how it goes for us. So first things first, what we noticed is that he actually brought his Shell Smashing Baton Pass Pokemon. He brought the Sandstream to keep our sun out. He brought his Mega, he brought Galvantula to get our Pokemon
Slower with the sticky webs. Yeah, that's most likely a dedicated lead. He also has Donphan, which we predicted. We prepped real hard for Donphan.
Yeah, because it's his spinner and also his stealth rocker, so that's pretty dangerous.
Since we don't have any more default on our team, our main strategy is to play aggressive and not let our opponents set their stealth rocks first.
And then he has the Wobbuffet, which I kind of foresaw this in a way, because it can pick up some real nice KOs with the Shadow Tag ability.
It can trap lots of our Pokemon in and counter Miracle to drop them down. But let's see how it goes, guys. Let's see what happens in this match.
We kinda expected him to either lead with his Gorbis or his Galvantula, so our pick was 100% our Constantine. And he actually starts out with his Mega to get the Mega off, maybe.
And he just switches out, maybe expecting a Rock Slide. He doesn't want to catch that with the Mega Charizard. So we go for a U-turn to get initiative, predicting the switch. And this is like the best case scenario, because Donphan comes in, we get some damage in, and
we break the Sturdy.
His Rocky Helmet is not left over, so the Sturdy is broken. And you know what that means? That means Thunderous comes in and picks up the KO, granted with a Grass Knot.
He actually goes for Ice Shard to get that priority going on maybe to whatever we're switching in.
And maybe not expecting to see a Grass Knot on Thunderous. Maybe he did not know Thunderous had access to that move. And we take the Rocky Helmet damage, but it doesn't matter because he's not
in exchange for that KO, I mean, whatever Rocky Helmet damage you want me to have.
But he's not getting his Stealth Rocks up, and he's not spinning them away, which is great, because he has that Charizard in the back, which is not Mega Evolved. And here we switch out in front of this Galvantula to Gliscor, maybe get immune to Thunderbolt. And he predicts that a real good play on his part, and Gliscor catches that HP Ice to the face. Here we're about to switch out, but he does it first. He goes into Jessie, maybe to trap out whatever comes in. Constantine is gonna come back because he doesn't want to die that early in the game. He has to get his Stealth Rocks up.
And we go for Desiree, which is just interesting because we traced the Shadow Tag and now both of us have to stay in.
Yeah, and sadly Desiree's Assault Vest, so there was nothing we could do. We just have to attack it, and we knew the Miracle was coming, but...
And like, come on, look at how much damage we did. That was not even that much.
Get
and
wrecked.
Desiree just...
Get wrecked.
Oh my god.
Props. I would say this was play of the week, guys. Honestly, this was so cool.
Yeah. Play of the week, and we had a hand on this because we shadow tagged ourselves.
And here Jessie cannot touch the Gliscor. The worst thing she could do is go for an Encore, and he decides to click counter here, but obviously...
Yeah, in case we do some shenanigans.
Like U-turn or knockoff. Maybe he was expecting a knockoff.
Yeah, but we go for the safe Stealth Rocks because we have that Charizard in our minds. And we're like, okay, this can't do anything, so let's Roost and get our health back. The worst it can do is like Encore us to Roost, which it does. And seeing that scenario, we're like, even I switch it out or you switch out, and I'm not switching out first. So let's just Roost.
We couldn't even switch out because Shadow Tag's still up, so
true.
We had the U-turn, but in the end we decided to keep Gliscor in because we could get the initiative next turn. So,
and also get our life back to full, because we're almost back to full, but we're not quite.
Here he sends in Charlotte, which is wonderful, because if this thing was Focus Sashed, it's not anymore. And we don't want to catch an HP Ice to the face, even though he could predict that and go for the Sticky Webs now. But we decide to make the safe play, go for Entei, as he does show up that he's playing very safely, and he does click Hidden Power Ice again. Entei's pressure is gonna come along. And HP Ice, watch out that damage, guys. Watch how well the Entei takes that.
Like, seriously, Entei, you're just so bulky.
And that was a crit too. Oh, so he withdraws Charlotte. He doesn't want to take a Secret Fire to the face. And out comes Dynodon. I love the nickname, by the way, so cool.
Yeah, it just sounds good.
Let's see how much an adamant choice banded Sacred Fire is gonna do to
So the
Titar.
Sandstorm with his Sandstream comes off to get that chip of damage off for us and for him.
We
for
see
his
no
Pokemon
burn.
as well.
We see no burn with Sacred Fire, which is kind of unfortunate because 50% is a really high chance.
Yeah, like I've seen Scalds do better.
Yeah, that's true. But here we go out into Vaporeon because honestly, there's nothing except for maybe Thunder Punch. There's nothing that this Titar can do to Vaporeon. We're
And
gonna
we
get.
actually can see that it does quite a bit. We get the Sandstorm damage, but the lefties will get us to quite a good spot.
Yeah, and we do have Wish Protect, so honestly, there's no way this Titar is beating us 1v1. He goes out into Charlotte here, and we do predict a switch. The Stealth Rocks are up, and we decided that this strategy actually was not something we intended to do. I actually kind of want to apologize to Chester Chinchou's.
Yeah, we know it's not like the most praised, let's say like
strategy,
that.
yeah, but it was not our intention from the beginning. It just seemed like we want to make the correct plays and we want to do the safest plays, like preserving our Pokemon. The differential doesn't matter, but playing correctly does matter. And here he goes for a Shell Smash, and we're gonna click Roar again. And as you guys see, without Galvantula applying pressure to Vaporeon, he can just sit on the field and stay there, roar, scald, and wish as long as he wants. So we decided let's keep on roaring until maybe we can punch the Galvantula out of the game.
Yeah, it was not like a dickish move from us, but it was more like being really, really safe. Because we were very scared of the Charizard.
To begin with, we didn't want to get 6-0'd by Baton Pass again, so that's...
Yeah, we just wanted to roar the Baton Pass out. That was the only reason Roar was here.
Yeah, but here he goes for Charlotte again, trying to get the Thunderbolt off, but we're gonna click Roar one more time, and next time Galvantula switches in, it's actually gonna be at 1 HP. So we're getting pretty close to our main objective with Vaporeon here.
And Jesse's dragged out, so like we're kind of stuck with it, so we have to roar it out. Like there's no other possible move for us.
Yeah, we don't want to get Mirror Coated.
Yeah, Mirror Coat does quite a lot of damage even when you don't do that much, so
here Jesse's gonna anchor us into Roar, and I mean, we were kind of committed to that from that point on in the game. And I guess there was no problem, it was just another excuse so we could click Roar all along.
Yeah, without feeling regret about it, I think.
Probably without feeling shitty. I'm really sorry about the annoying strategy or if this strategy is not entertaining enough for a battle. But in the end, we're just trying to make the correct plays and...
Yeah, it was the way to like play safe, get our differential, which we kind of needed. And also... it wasn't planned, like, seriously. We so didn't want that.
Yeah, especially because I thought Galvantula could get some momentum to actually scare Vaporeon out. But he should, at this moment, maybe pull the double or try to force Galvantula in without having to drop straight up. So here you see the Jesse's getting some leftovers back, but it won't matter because it goes for Encore. It fails and Vaporeon roars it out. Here comes the Charlotte. It's dragged out and it's hit by the Stealth Rocks, gets to 1 HP.
That invisible Focus Sash.
And the Sandstorm takes it out, which comes by Tyranitar. And
it actually grants the KO to the Pokemon that was on the field at the moment. So Vaporeon gets the kill, which is pretty good for him because, you know, he's a support one, so he's not intended to get kills.
Yeah, but it's always good to see Cephalothorax get some love, get some shine.
Yeah, I mean, that wiggly butt's just too good, man.
Here he goes for a Scald with Swift, maybe thinking that Vaporeon was Hydration. I don't know why would we bring Hydration, because usually if we bring any sort of climate changes, they're usually the sun for Houndoom.
Yeah, true.
So I think it was kind of a risky move, but, well, we got some health back.
Yeah,
that
maybe
did
trying
happen.
To scout either us going for another Mon or getting the Scald Burn on us.
Since he saw the Roar, like all along, he's just trying to get some damage off with something. But Vaporeon resisted too hard, it just roars it out again, and here comes the Charizard, the one we're trying to bring all along, and oh my god, the damage. Oh
yeah,
my god, the
just
pain.
So much. It was just too tempting not to click Roar once again, to be honest. because once it's dragged out one more time, it just like kinda has to stay there.
And here
So
he
he gets the Mega off, he gets the Rock Slide off because we're minus priority with our Roar, of course. Maybe he was going for the flinches, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that was the case because...
Yeah, because we didn't see the set asides from Rock Slide.
So I guess Dragon Claw could have done a little bit more, but in the end I think Vaporeon, any hit that Charizard wants to dish out without a Dragon Dance, I think it will be close to a 3-hit KO at least. So Vaporeon can pretty much sit on the field and there's not much worries there. It just looks like a little Suicune, stalling out 6 Pokemons and not giving a shit. So his Swift is dragged down once again. He's probably gonna go for an offensive move, trying to hinder Vaporeon down somehow. Maybe trying to get a freeze with Ice Beam, trying to get a burn with Scald. And
he goes for the Ice Beam, and funnily enough, he
oh
gets
my
the
god!
freeze.
But this was the first time we actually clicked Scald, because Roar wasn't entirely necessary, and fine, that thaws us out. I was frozen scary when I saw that we actually got freeze. Yeah, I was like,
come on, we lost!
Yeah,
there's no way out!
Because I got so nervous that I forgot Scald actually melts the ice, and that was great. Thanks Vaporeon for being the awesome Pokemon you are.
Well, when that happened, I was so relieved. Like, when the Scald came off, I was just, wow.
And honestly, Season 2 of the IBL, I think our first draft pick will be Vaporeon.
Yes, totally, with the same name until someone tries to say that, because up until this moment, we had like 7 matches and no one said Cephalothorax.
Yeah, we know it, guys. Cephalothorax, that's the name. It's not so hard.
Cephalothorax.
It's a beautiful name, we love it.
It comes straight off the tongue.
And here we roar the Wobbuffet out again, and Charizard is dragged out. The Stealth Rocks are gonna put in the work.
And this time around, New Day doesn't have like a way to switch out without getting like into 1 HP or maybe even being KO'd by Stealth Rocks. So he goes for the Rock Slide as we go for the Scald, which is the safest play. And we get the KO once again, our 3rd KO, I do believe, with
I think so.
Our Cephalothorax. And then he goes out into his Jessie, the bulkiest of bulks. Like, look at this.
He clicks Destiny Bond. Maybe, I don't know if Scald could have KO'd him bearing a crit, but we decided to go for Roar because he's not in range for Scald. We were actually keeping track of this in the damage calcs.
Yeah, because if we like get the chance to go for Scald, we won't Roar.
Yeah, I think at this point Dynodon is actually in range for Vaporeon's Scald to take it out. So here we're gonna get hit by the Sandstorm. It's just gonna neuter the leftovers a little bit, but Vaporeon is at a high amount of health during the entirety of the game.
Yeah, if anything happens, we can wish off.
Here he goes for a Crunch. It's gonna do a reasonable amount, but again...
Yeah, it does quite a lot actually.
But again, Vaporeon can take it pretty well. When we dish the Scald back, Dynodon just drops to that.
Yeah, it's super effective. There's no way out. So now he goes out into his last Mon, I'm pretty sure, which is gonna be the Wobbuffet, his Jessie. I love the name, because it's so Team Rocket. Like, can you get more Team Rocket brand than that?
And here Jessie, we cannot roar anymore, because obviously there's only 1 Pokemon left, so we commit to clicking Scald.
It doesn't quite kill.
And here you're gonna click Destiny Bond and wait for us to Scald in the next turn. And I mean, I would Scald the next turn alright, because the game is pretty much over. There's no reason to be a dick and try to preserve the differential. But anyway, the Sandstorm actually hits Wobbuffet, and
that's so unfortunate.
That's kind of sad. But Wobbuffet goes down, and we actually shake off our loss from last week and get a nice clean 5-0 against the Chester Chinchouls. And really good game. He did play very well at the beginning. The Wobbuffet trap on Gardevoir was one of the craziest.
So clutch.
It was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen in Pokemon. I mean, really props. If you had plays of the week in the IBL, I'd say this should totally be the play of this week.
True.
The HP Ice predict with Galvantula was nasty.
That was nasty, man. Like, how could you predict that?
And I think it was a roll, by the way. If he had just a little bit more of luck, maybe Gliscor would have gone down. We wouldn't have Stealth Rocks up.
Yeah, it was like max roll crit, maybe.
Yeah, and the game could have been entirely different. But that's Pokemon, that's how the game goes.
And if you enjoyed this battle, please definitely go check out his side of the battle. The links will be in the description down below. And for us, we'll see you guys on week 8 of the IBL with our first rematch against Blue Jay on Toast. We're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's the classic match, part 2, the Toronto Totodiles versus the São Paulo Cyndaquils. This is gonna be a very intense match. I'm looking forward to it. And I guess that's it, guys.
See you guys next week. Bye!